You've probably heard the rumors, right? People making thousands of dollars a month, basically doing nothing, just by selling completely empty books on Amazon. It sounds absolutely insane, but this claim is everywhere. So you know what? Today we're going to put it to the test.
Okay, let's just start with the claim that stops everyone in their tracks. Some creator online says they made $88,000 in a single month just by selling books on Amazon's publishing platform. I mean, that's not just a side hustle. That's life-changing money.
And it doesn't stop there. Oh no. Someone else shows off a commission payment for over $4,000. You see these really specific, impressive numbers, and they're all pointing to this one beautiful idea, a super simple path to massive passive income.
But you have to ask, right? Is this for real? Or is it just another one of those internet pipe dreams? Well, that's exactly what we're here to figure out. We're going to follow along with an experiment that was designed to see if a totally normal person can actually make any money doing this.
All right, here's the game plan. First, we're going to unpack this whole myth of the $88,000 month. Then, we'll dive into a challenge, create a book in just 1 hour. We'll go from the idea to the cover, design the inside, get it published, and then we get to the juicy part, the results. Did this whole thing actually work?
So this entire idea, this whole universe, is built around what people call low-content or even no-content books. The promise is incredible. You make these super simple products, you upload them to Amazon, and then you just kick back and watch the money roll in. Sounds pretty good, right?
So what are these books, really? We're talking about stuff you've definitely seen and probably used before. Things like daily planners, journals for jotting down notes or dreams, simple notebooks, or logbooks for tracking workouts or whatever. Basically, they're books that are mostly just blank lines or simple templates. Now, to see if this was legit, our source set up a really clear challenge with some seriously strict rules. The whole point was to see if a profitable product could be made from absolute scratch with no fancy skills and in a crazy short amount of time.
And here are the rules. Rule number 1, you could not write a single full sentence in the book. Nope, none. Rule number 2, the entire thing had to be done on one laptop. And rule number 3, the real kicker, the whole project, from the first spark of an idea to the final file, had to be done in under 60 minutes. So, the clock starts ticking. First things first, what kind of book do you even make? You can't just throw a random notebook out there and hope for the best. You gotta find a little corner of the market that people are interested in. And then, you have to design the cover, which, let's be honest, is probably the only thing a customer is ever going to see.
So, using a research tool called BookBolt, the experimenters dug into what was already selling, and the data was clear. Planners were hot. But here's the clever part. They chose an evergreen topic, something not tied to a specific year like a 2024 planner would be. Think more along the lines of manifestation journals, prayer logs, or dream diaries. These things can sell forever. For the cover itself, the strategy was to keep it simple and classy, a clean, all-black background. And to start building a brand that could be used on more books later, a custom logo was whipped up using royalty-free images. Smart, right? If one book does well, people might recognize the brand and buy another. Okay, cover's done. Now for the next hurdle, creating all 365 pages for the inside, all without breaking that no sentences rule. This is where the magic of templates really comes into play. Instead of trying to design everything from the ground up, the experimenter just grabbed a pre-made planner template from the software and boom, applied it to all the pages. Just like that, you have a functional daily planner. To sweeten the deal, a few pages for notes were tossed in at the back. And that was it. The inside of the book was completely finished. All right, so the files for the cover and the interior are ready to go. Now comes the most critical step of all, publishing it on Amazon KDP. This is the platform that magically turns your little digital file into a real physical book that people can actually buy. And here's why this whole model is so attractive. Amazon KDP is what's called a print-on-demand service. That means you don't have to mortgage your house to buy 1,000 copies of your book and pray they sell. Amazon only prints a book when a customer actually orders one. That means there is literally zero financial risk for you. Now, let's be real. You could design the most gorgeous book in the entire world, but if nobody ever sees it, you won't make a dime. So what's the actual secret to getting found amongst the millions of other products on Amazon? It all comes down to keywords. The experimenters studied the top 100 best-selling planners to see what words they were using in their titles and descriptions. By finding 7 key phrases that lots of people were searching for, they could literally build the book's title around those words. Honestly, this strategy is way more important than how the book actually looks.
With everything uploaded and optimized, the last piece of the puzzle was the price. The book went live for $14.99. After Amazon takes its cut for printing and fees, that would leave a profit of $3.69 for every single book sold.
So the book was up, the keywords were in place, the price was set. The only thing left to do was wait. The experiment tracked every sale for 14 days to see what would really happen. This is the moment of truth.
Well, first, it took a full 72 hours just for Amazon to approve the book. And then, nothing. Day 1, 0 sales. Day 2, still 0 sales. Day 3, crickets. It was starting to feel like a total bust. But then, on day 4, it happened. The first sale came through.
So after 2 full weeks, here's the final breakdown. 10 books sold in total, which brought in almost $150 in sales. Pretty cool. But after you subtract what Amazon charges for printing and the $10 for the software subscription, the grand total net profit was $27.
$27. Okay, that's a tiny bit different from the 88 grand we were hearing about at the start. So you gotta ask, after all that, was this experiment even worth it? And here's the thing, the answer is, kind of surprisingly, yes, it absolutely was. This wasn't about getting rich overnight. It was a successful proof of concept. It proved that you can go from just an idea to a physical product in less than an hour with zero financial risk and make real money. Even making a small profit proves the whole business model actually works. And that's really the final thought to leave you with. This was from just one book made in 1 hour in its first 2 weeks of existence. It's now a little asset that could keep selling for years with no more work. So imagine if you didn't have one book, but a whole library of 10 or 20 or 50, all quietly making sales day after day. What's possible then?